Hey everyone, Ron here, and here's a video of the best death trap scenes in the Saw movies. First up is Saw 5, and of course there's a couple. The scene where this guy is strapped down and there's this swinging pendulum blade, and he has to break both of his hands, get both of his hands swished to get to a key, and then of course when he gets to the key it won't open up and he ends up getting cut in half. And of course there's another one where the other two remaining survivors of the Saw game that they're playing have to draw their own blood by sticking their hands through these saws, I think to get to a key. Next up is Saw 4. There's not really a whole lot of, there are some death trap scenes, but the one cool scene is where the officer sees this girl tied to a chair, and she has this device strapped to the back of her hair, and of course he has to get the combination of something, and it twists her hair around and causing her scalp to pull off. Really good scene. Saw 3, there's the scene, there's a couple scenes, one with the guy in the chains, especially the one to his mouth, and he has to rip open the chains to get out of the building that he's trapped, the room that he's trapped in, and of course he doesn't make it and he ends up being blown to bits because of a bomb. And then of course there's Officer Carey's death, where she's kidnapped by the Jigsaw killer, and she's strung up on this harness, and she has these things attached to her rib cage, and of course she has to stick her hand in a jar of acid to get to a key before it dissolves, and of course she gets to the key and then for some reason it won't open up, and then she ends up getting her rib cage opened up for the rats to get to her. Of course, Saw 2 and the opening scene with the guy with his eye, with the key in his eye, and he doesn't even know it, and of course he has to get it out of his eyeball, or else not a jaw trap, but a Venus flytrap like device that's attached to his face will snap on him, and blood will come out of his head, and of course he doesn't make it. And of course the very first Saw with the Shawnee Smith character, Amanda, tied to a chair, and she has this bear trap device attached to her, which makes her jaws rip open, and she has to get to a key which is inside the stomach of an unconscious man. And if she doesn't, her jaw will be ripped apart, and of course she gets to it and she survives. Well, that's been it for my video, and of course there will be a 6th Saw movie coming out in October, and of course I will be pumped for it. I'm sure there are some people who are sick and tired of the Saw movies, but I for one find them interesting. It beats another PG-13 watered down film. I'd say another remake, but there have been some good remakes out there. Anyway, take care.